got Jim from Dallas, Texas, writes in. He goes, "Hi, Joe and Al. I'm hoping you can assist me with the below questions." All right. If I were to delay my first year RMD until April 1st of the year following I turned 72, should I still do a Roth conversion in the year I turned 72? For example, if I were to turn 72 in 2022, but wanted to defer my RMD until 2023 and take 2 in that year, would I still be able to do an RMD in 2022? My guess is no.
I think he means, would I still be able to do a Roth conversion in 2022?
That's what
I think so too.
Yep.
Right.
I think that's what he meant to say.
We'll answer a bunch of different questions there. That's fine. Okay, second question, completely unrelated. Who pays the taxes on an UTMA account? All right, let's go back to the Roth conversion.
Okay.
RMD, required minimum distribution.
Yeah.
So he's talking about a required beginning date. And what that means is that you don't have to take the RMD at age 72.
Yeah, that's when you're supposed to, but you can actually push it to April 1st of the following year.
So your 73 is your required beginning date. It's like, well, I thought RMD start, because people might forget.
Yeah, that's why they did that rule, because I'd say a lot of people don't realize they're supposed to do it. So they let you do it next year till April 1st, but you have to take the one for 2023 when you're 73. So you have to take 2 of them in that year if that's what you do.
Yeah, you're making up for the one in 2022 and you're taking the one for 2023.
But at least you don't get penalized. And the penalty is pretty steep.
Yeah.
50%, 50%.
Yeah.
So you don't want to miss it.
So let's say, so Jim, he wants to delay his RMD till age 73. Can he still do a Roth conversion at age 72? And the answer is yes.
Yeah, of course. You can do it at 73. You can do it at 80. You can do it at 105. I don't care what your RMD is. You can always do Roth conversions, any age, working or not.
But the RMD has to come out first.
True.
You cannot convert an RMD. So sometimes people will be like, well, my required distribution is $40,000. I don't need the $40,000. It's a mandatory distribution where I have to pay the tax. Can I just convert it to a Roth? And the answer is no. An RMD is a full distribution. The reason why the RMD exists is that they want to recycle the money, right? Because it's been growing tax deferred for how many years that it's been in the account, right? And so at 72, they're like, okay, well, now it's time to take the money out to pay the tax. And they don't want that to go back into a retirement account. They want that to go into a brokerage account so they can continue to tax it on an annual basis, depending on how it grows, or that you actually take it out and spend it or do something with it.
Sure.
Instead of, putting it in a tax deferred vehicle where you're still deferring tax year after year after year. So that's why RMD is a full distribution, pay taxes on it. You cannot convert it. If Jim wants to do a conversion in 2023, he can, but he has to satisfy the RMD first.
And in this case, both of them.
And if you don't do that, it's an excise contribution to the Roth IRA.
Yeah, don't want to do that.
Yeah, because that's a 6% penalty per year that those dollars are in there.
Right. So I think that's a really good point. So when you have to take an RMD, required minimum distribution, because you're 72 or older, you can still do Roth conversions, and it all happens in the same year. You just have to take your required minimum distribution first. Then you can do the Roth conversion after. So don't do your conversion first and then do the RMD second, because that screws this whole thing up.
Who pays the taxes on UTMAs?
The kids. So here's what happens on UTMA. So this is a
unified transfer to minors.
Yeah. So this is a kid's account, but the parent is on there. Right. So the kid doesn't really have access to the funds till 17, 18, something like that. Anyway, but the kid pays the tax. And here's how it works. The first $1,100 of income is tax free. The next $1,100 of income is taxed at the kid's rate, which presumably is low, unless they're a child actor or something like that. Everything above the $2,200 is taxed at the parent's maximum rate. That's the so-called kiddie tax. So that's how that works. But it does happen on the kid's return. You can do a special election to pay the tax on the parent's return. It's just a special form. But in essence, it's the kid paying the tax.
even though the money could come from
Well,
Jim.
It definitely would come from the parents. Yeah, for sure. But that's how mechanically it's the kid is supposed to pay the tax. So that kid better get a paper out so he can pay this tax, right?
Are you prepared for retirement? Schedule a free financial assessment with an experienced financial professional right online at purefinancial.com.